Hello student, in our previous lecture we have discussed about the defects in the crystal. There are two types of defects, point defect and line defect. In point defect there are three types, that is vacancy defect we called as Schottky defect. Second point defect will be the interstitial defect we called as Frankel defect, and third is impurity defect. The impurity defect will be two types, that means the same atom, different atom having replaced the regular atoms in the crystal we called as substitution impurity defect. And second is the interstitial defect impurity defect, that means the lattice space has doped by some other small impurities and produce a new type of element having synergistic properties, for example stainless steel. That means the carbon will be substituted as a impurity in interstitial position of iron solid, so we get new type of the solid we call as stainless steel. Now in this lecture we will discuss about the property of the solid. So there are several property of solid, but in your syllabus there are two properties. One is electrical property and second is magnetic property. Let us see one by one. Friends, first property is electrical property. That means on the basis of these properties, the elements present in the universe have classified into the three types: metal, non-metal, metalloid. We know the metal are good conductor of heat and electricity. Non-metals are the bad conductor of heat and electricity. And third is metalloid, that is shows a poor conductivity of heat and electricity. It is also called as semiconducting material or semiconductors. The electrical properties of metal and non-metal and metalloids or semiconductor are explained by the band theory. So let us see what is band theory. The band theory tells us that the conducting power of the metal is due to the presence of electron. According to this theory, atomic orbital of metal atom overlap to form molecular orbital, which are spread all over the solid. The energy difference between adjacent molecular orbital is decreases as the molecular orbital increases. There are two types of bands in molecular orbits. First will be the valence band and second will be the conduction band. Obviously the molecular orbital have the electrons. Let us see what is valence band. The atomic orbitals with filled electron from inner shell form valence band where there are no free or mobile electron, right? That means in this atomic or molecular orbital there will be no free electron. This band is called as valence band. Second is conducting band. That means the atomic orbitals or molecular orbitals which are partially filled or empty on overlapping to form closed placed molecular orbital called as conduction band, and this called as conduction band. So let us see the schematic representation for these bands in metal, non-metal and metalloid. So first schematic representation is for metal. Here this is conduction band and this red zone is valence band. There will be no band gap between valence band and conduction band. That means the electron from valence band easily go to the conduction band and shows the electrical conductivity. But in case of non-metal, this conduction band and this red zone, so we call as valence band, so there will be the energy gap. This white space or this white area is this much energy gap is there. That means the electron from valence band will not conduct to the go to the conduction band because of high energy difference between this band. That's why the non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity. There will be no conduction with the electrons because of energy difference between the gap will be the large. So if you see the semiconducting material, so the energy difference between the conduction band and valence band will be the very small. This white portion is very small. So by increasing temperature, so this energy is overlap. That means the electron from the valence band easily over this energy difference and goes into the conduction band. That why this semiconducting material shows conductivity at high temperature. Due to the increase in temperature, the electron from the valence band goes into the conduction band. That's why the semiconducting materials are the poor conductor of heat and electricity. Okay. We have interested in semiconducting material because it has very useful properties to prepare the diodes or semiconducting materials are largely used in electronics. So the substance like silicon, germanium are called as semiconducting material which have poor electrical conduction at low temperature but shows conduction at high temperature are called as semiconducting material. That means semiconducting material shows conduction at high temperature but shows poor conductivity at lower temperature. There are two types of semiconducting material. First is intrinsic semiconducting material and second is extrinsic semiconducting material. Example, silicon and germanium shows conductivity on heating. That means conductivity due to the itself their intrinsic property. There will be no other factor involved. That's why this type of semiconducting material is called as intrinsic semiconducting material. Second is extrinsic semiconducting material. It is obtained by doping the some impurities other than the element like silicon. There are two types of extrinsic semiconducting material. That means external impurity will be doped into the semiconducting material to obtain a very good material. This extrinsic semiconducting material have two types, N type of semiconductor and P type of semiconductor, and these material are very largely used in the electronics. So let us see what is N type of semiconductor. N means negative, that means the conduction or conductivity due to the negative charge. That's why this type of material is called as N type of semiconducting material. The semiconductor obtained by doping in silicon with external electron rich impurity. For example, arsenic. If arsenic has 5 valence electron, out of which 1 electron are free for the conduction or delocalization. That means if we dope the impurity arsenic in silicon to get the material we call as N type of semiconducting material, because arsenic has 5 valence electron. Out of 5, 4 are coordinate with silicon and 1 electron are free for move or for the conduction, and that means conduction due to the negative charge. Hence this type of semiconducting material is called as N type of semiconducting material. That means N stand for negative. N means we should dope electron rich impurity, for example arsenic. Let us see the schematic presentation. So these are the silicon crystal. So in silicon crystal we have to dope arsenic impurity having 5 electrons. These 4 are coordinate with the other 4 silicon molecule and 1 electron are free, and this free electron shows the conductivity or conduction. So that means conduction due to the negative charge. That's why this type of conducting material is called as N type of semiconductor. Second is P type of semiconductor. P stand for positive. That means conduction due to the positive charge. This type of material is called as P type of semiconducting material. This type of semiconducting material is prepared by just doping the electron deficient impurity. For example, boron. If you boron dope into the silicon crystal, so we get the P type of semiconducting material. In boron, there are 3 valence electron. One electron is shortage for the coordination bonding, that creates a vacancy for the electron, that creates a positive hole. Hence, electron from neighboring silicon atom jump into this positive hole, then create new vacancy in itself, their position. This process is continuously. That means positive hole moves in one direction and electron moves in opposite direction and produces the conduction. That means the conduction due to the positive charge. That's why this type of semiconducting material is called as P type of semiconducting material. Let us see the schematic representation. So this is a silicon crystal. In silicon crystal we should dope the electron deficient impurity boron. So boron have 3 valence electron. So these 3 valence electron are coordinated with other 3 silicon, and 1 bond will be remaining. So this silicon has 1 electron, valence electron, but in boron there will be create a positive charge because this coordination is not formed because they have electron deficient. So here the positive hole is created. So because of this positive hole, the neighboring electron, the electron from neighboring atom will be jump into this positive hole, and here the positive hole create. Then again next atom, the electron will be jump from this positive hole, and in this way this positive hole move from this direction to this direction and show the conduction. That means the movement of this positive charge or the conduction due to the positive charge is called as P type of semiconducting material. So generally this type of semiconducting material, that is N type of P type of semiconductor, we also see in electronics, that is NP junction. So by using this material we can form the diodes, triodes, and these are the largely used in the electronic. So this next property, that is magnetic properties of crystalline solid. The magnetic property of the substance is due to the presence of electron, in their atomic orbitals or molecular orbitals. The electron are charged particles revolving around the nucleus and also spin around their own axis and create the magnetic moment. Hence, it behaves like a tiny magnet. It behaves like tiny magnet. The electron are charged particle. It's revolve around the nucleus and also spin around its own axis and produce magnetic moment. That's why the electron behaves like a tiny magnet, small magnet. An atomic orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electrons with oppositely spin. When the substance contain one or more unpaired electron spinning in the same direction, then their magnetic moment and magnetic properties are added. That means the magnetic moment of both the electrons is added, and hence the substance is called as paramagnetic substances. For example, Fe plus 3, Cr minus 3. That means the atoms or molecule having one or more unpaired electron. This type of material is called as paramagnetic material or substances. Second, substances contain all the electron are paired electron. There will be no unpaired electron. That means all electron are paired. Their spin are balanced, and hence magnetic moment and magnetic property are cancelled. Then the substance is said to be diamagnetic. That means the substances having zero unpaired electron. That means all electron are paired. Such type of substances is called as diamagnetic substances. For example, sodium chloride, Cu plus. And third type of material are there that we called as ferromagnetic material or ferromagnetic substances. In these substances, ferromagnetic substances, it is also a paramagnetic substances. Ferromagnetic substances, it is also a paramagnetic substances. That means it has also unpaired electron. But this type of material is placed in high magnetic field. It attracts and shows a permanent magnetic moment. Even the external magnetic field is removed, is called as ferromagnetic substances. Example, gadolinium. That means the permanent magnet are prepared from the gadolinium element. This type of substances is called as ferromagnetic substances. That means the ferromagnetic substances have generate its own permanent magnetic field. If you place in a external magnetic field for the some time, then it acquire a permanent magnetic moment or magnetic field. Such type of substances is called as ferromagnetic substances, and their example is gadolinium, and this gadolinium will be used for the preparation of the permanent magnet. That means on the basis of magnetic property there are three types of substances: paramagnetic substances, that means the substances having unpaired electron; diamagnetic substances, that is substances having paired electron, that means zero unpaired electron is called as diamagnetic substances; one or more unpaired electron are called as paramagnetic substances; and third substances are called as ferromagnetic substances. That means ferromagnetic substances also paramagnetic substances, that means it has unpaired electron but it acquire a permanent magnetic property. That's why it's called as ferromagnetic substances. The MCQ may be asked on this topic. That means the substances having one or more unpaired electron is called as, yes, paramagnetic, right. Second MCQ will be the substances having zero unpaired electron are called as diamagnetic substances. Or third type of MCQ may ask, the substances which having unpaired electron and shows a permanent magnetic properties is called as ferromagnetic substances, like that. So here our chapter will be finished. Thank you.